I watched as Luke and Clyde pitched their tents together, then made my way around to the other children, helping where I could, standing well back where I couldn't. Then I heard a voice on the wind calling out to me. It was asking for help, close to my ear, but when I turned, there was nothing there. I paused for a second, waiting for the voice to call again. But it never did. Does anybody need my help? I asked, trying to make myself heard above the chatter of children, the clatter of tent poles. No one even acknowledged me. They all just went about their business. Then I caught sight of a figure out of the corner of my eye. It was standing in the distance, not too far from Rani and her father, its eyes blazing red, just as Rani had described. Yet when I tried to look at it full on, it vanished, gone in the blink of an eye. I looked around, but there was no sign of the mystery figure, whatever it was, so I made my way over to where Rani and Haresh were struggling with their own tents, a good way away from the rest of the group. Headmaster's privileges. I made out that everything was going according to plan, that all the kids were managing their tents, which they were, and that I wanted the chance to catch up with Haresh about Luke's progress in school. He was more than happy to oblige. In reality, however, I had hoped to confide in Rani about what I'd seen, that mysterious figure, those strange, angry eyes. But Rani was distracted. She kept glancing over her shoulder again, back towards her father, then at the others, as though she was scared of being noticed. And when I tried to talk to her, she shrugged me off again and again. "Not now," she insisted. "Not with Dad here," before vanishing back inside her tent. I'd never seen her act like this before. Not once, in all our adventures together. She normally relished the excitement and the secrecy, but now she seemed strangely on edge, always insistent that now wasn't a good time. In the end, I relented and left her alone, heading back to track down Luke and Clyde. At least they'd listen to me, I thought. But when I found them, it was my turn to feel on edge, because standing there with them, helping them put up their tents, was Rani. She'd come over to them 20 minutes earlier, long before I left her and her father, which could only mean... I turned back the way I came and peered across the campsite to the Chandra tents. Rani was nowhere to be seen, only Haresh, still struggling under a complex pyramid of tent poles and canvas. And then, behind him, just a short distance away, that same shady figure, one with the crimson eyes. "Do you want to take a look inside?" Rani asked cheerfully, holding open the flaps to my tent, inviting me in. But I couldn't answer her. My throat was dry, and I couldn't make a sound, let alone speak. Instead, I just smiled and nodded, following her and the others inside. I was still unable to shake that sensation Rani had mentioned before, that feeling of being watched, of someone else's eyes monitoring your every move, just waiting.